One of the teams coming out of Thursday will have 4 losses on the year. Safe to say that was unexpected for both programs this season. Can you guys sum up what has gone wrong for both teams to this point and how that might be exposed on Thursday? And Doug, we'll start with you.
Well, Sarah, for Arizona State, it's just been their offense from week 1 through week 7. They just haven't been able to execute, and it's just the basic things: ball security, drop passes, running the right routes, botch plays. All these things we're seeing this late into the season, which is concerning. The defense, I think, is playing fine, but the offense just has not shown consistent progress really since week 1.
Andrew, how about for you in Oregon?
Yeah, it's really 2 things. The quarterback play has been spotty because of the broken finger suffered in week 1 by Vernon Adams Jr. He's, of course, the graduate transfer from Eastern Washington who was so good there. They thought he would lead Oregon back to a Pac-12 North title here. But the broken finger led to a quarterback carousel. They are only now finding consistency there. And then the young secondary, they replaced 3 starters in the offseason, and they've shuffled 3 more starters going into this week. So it's the combination of inexperience at both spots has been pretty damaging.
Andrew, as you just mentioned, Vernon Adams Jr. continuing to heal from a broken index finger. And on the ASU side, running back to Mario Richard continuing to heal from a knee injury. He will be back on Thursday. What do you guys see being the key to victory Thursday night at Sun Devil Stadium? And Andrew, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I think it's Oregon's efficiency in the red zone. They've been really poor scoring in the red zone. They're 90th right now, which is pretty low. And then defensively, they give up touchdowns almost 89% of the time. The opponents get in the 20-yard line. So it's a trouble when your defense can't stop opponents really from scoring, and then your offense has its own struggles kind of matching those touchdowns. So whatever happens Thursday, I think a lot of it's going to hinge on Oregon kind of finding ways to succeed in the red zone.
Doug, what do you see happening with ASU?
Well, aside from their offensive issues, I think they're going to have to find a way just to pressure the quarterback a little bit. Obviously, with Oregon, you always have to stop the run, but I think ASU has shown that when it can get to the quarterback, their defense usually holds up pretty well. When not, we saw this against Utah a couple of weeks ago. Travis Wilson kind of picked them apart, and that's a problem for them. So if they can get to the quarterback, I think they'll be all right.
All right, well, time for predictions. Everyone's favorite time. Oregon has an 8-game win streak against ASU. Does that streak stay alive, or does ASU pull this off? Who wins? What's the final score? Doug, we'll get started with you.
Well, I think it's hard to predict. I think this is the hardest game to predict on the ASU schedule to this point, just because they're coming off their worst offensive game in the Todd Graham era. They didn't score an offensive touchdown, and now you think they might get into a shootout with Oregon. I just don't know if they're going to be able to keep up with them offensively. I don't think it's going to be real high scoring, but I would go somewhere around Oregon, maybe 31-27 at this point.
And Todd Graham did say on Monday that he sure hoped that they wouldn't get into a shootout with Oregon. So yeah, I think that is accurate. Andrew, what is your prediction?
I'm actually right there with Doug. I've made this in the pages of the Oregonian a couple of days ago, but I've got Oregon winning 31-28. The offense isn't all the way back, but it's played much better than it has all season with Vernon Adams and Darren Carrington, the receiver, back. And I think the defense will hold on.
Okay. It will be interesting, definitely, to see what happens Thursday at Sun Devil Stadium. That will be a 7:30 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. Doug, Andrew, you guys are great. Thank you so much for joining today.